Greetings. Thanks for stopping by. Health and happiness to you. I'm Skol, and today we're going to look at the American Blade Works Slipjoint. That's the name that it's called. It's just the Slipjoint at ABW. And before I show you the knife, I'll show you the guy that made the knife. So here's a paused frame video from River's Edge Cutlery. You can go to their YouTube channel and check out this interview with River's Edge and the maker Michael Martin. So this is the guy that made the knife, and he had 30-year career in manufacturing, machining, and working with CNC machines as well. And then after doing that, he decided to go on his own and make a knife company, AmericanBladeWorks.com. And he's come out with several models, just about a one-man shop. He builds everything, including the hardware. So that's Michael Martin of American Blade Works right there. American made, so he made this entire thing, including the pivot. So what do we got here? I think this might be his best model. He keeps making new batches and they keep selling out. This is a exclusive version, his most recent drop that I just got this week. So this is called the Diamond Milled pattern, and it was an exclusive to DLT Trading, my first time ordering from them. So the first time, and they did a good job. They shipped it right away, and it came 4 or 5 days later in the mail from Wisconsin. So I first heard about these slip joints at traditionalpocketknives.com. There was a small batch run for the Marine Corps birthday. So Austin over there, he's a Marine, and they had a Marine Corps birthday 250th, which is a big milestone birthday. They had a special run of these with a laser engraved commemorating the Marine Corps' birthday. So that's the first time I ever saw or heard about these. But then on the Rochambeau channel, which I stop in pretty often, Rochambeau had gotten one of these knives, and he'd been talking about it. So I started looking around, and then I noticed there was another drop coming, so I kept my eye on it. And when it came out, I pounced. It did sell out in about a day. So these are selling out. It's probably his top hit model, so he's still making more. So check back about once a month, I think. He'll drop a new drop. You can go to his website, AmericanBladeWorks.com, and find out who his dealers are, and you'll just have to keep an eye out for it to try to find one. So sorry that they're not readily available, but they're in high demand, and he's a one-man shop, probably making them as fast as he can. So let's look at the details here. We got a sheep's foot, and these are really good materials, all titanium scales, or this is a slip joint technically, so it would be, you'd call them covers on a slip joint. And we've got Magnacut, and it's laser engraved right there on the spine. Magnacut, so top tier material, supersteel Magnacut, titanium, milled titanium with a very nice diamond pattern, and that's not just a cross cut. Those are actually milled into 3D diamond texture, and that does feel very nice. Nice traction. Not sharp at all, zero sharpness. You just feel those, they just feel like little bumps. That's it. You can see that this is a very compact slip joint. You can get your full 4-finger grip. I wear large size gloves, so I always want 4-finger grip, and this is 3¼ inch, and that's kind of the smallest you can go for it still to fit me. So I'm always looking for that magic 3¼ I kind of always prefer maybe a little bit bigger, so you have room to move around a little bit, but the most compact you can go is 3¼ and I will probably pass if it's less than that. Even if it's nice, I'll pass if I can't get my 4 fingers. So this is also a hollow ground, and one thing about, now you can see that looking straight down, obviously hollow ground, easy to see. Sometimes you see knives that say they're hollow ground, and you look at it or you're wondering, is it hollow ground? You can barely tell because there's barely a curve at all, but this is obviously very deep hollow ground, so that gives it excellent cutting performance. And then look how, and there's a long pull on both sides. And then one thing about the milling here, you can actually see where the CNC machine bit went across a long ways as it stepped it down. You can actually still see those lines. That's not a problem. I just wanted to point it out. And I did try this on the camera. You can see the lines if I get the light just right. Let's see if I can do it. Gotta get close and see if I can pick. There, I can see them. Can you see them? Long ways, cuts from the tip to the handle, going long ways. You can see the little lines. Just something to point out. But when you look at it from a distance, even from here, you can't see those lines. You just gotta, but I like to really get in and look at details. So I noticed those lines, so I thought I'd point them out. And look how there's almost no ricasso. So that's probably why you lasered it up here, Magnacut. There's no room to print anything here like is usually done. But isn't that nice to have the ricasso, or almost no ricasso, because when you're holding the handle, your grip is like right up there, choked up right next to where you can put some good pressure on the forte part of the blade, the stronger part, or get more leverage closer to your hand. So that actually is nice. I wonder if other knife companies should do that more, bring the ricasso back, and then you still got a sharpening choil. So that's all well done and interesting and nice. Look at that pivot while we're here. American Blade Works, ABW, and then on the back, made in the USA. You can see that. So very nice. Let's also catch the bevel. Nice bevel, sharpened, and catch the light there. You can see it sharpened all the way. Nice bevel. So one thing Rochambeau said when he was talking about this knife is he's had some QC. All the reviews on the Slipjoint have been very positive. But one thing I heard is one person said that the back spring wasn't flush. And I'll go through all the things I've heard. But let's look. Is it flush? It looks just about flush. When you feel it, and we'll do it in the closed position as well. So there's the half stop. I'm not seeing a dip. And then here's the closed position. Is it flush? Now you see those grooves. That's because the scales, he's chamfered on the inside edge. And he's also chamfered the back spring. So that's creating that groove there. So here on the end, you might be able to see that it's been chamfered down, the back spring, as well as the scale. So that's creating that groove. But it feels completely flush. I can feel it level all the way down when I run my finger. So I don't have a flushness problem, either that or he's figured it out, because this is the most recent model. It feels flush to me. It looks nice. I don't see any problem there. Rochambeau mentioned he had to put a new edge on. My edge looks good. Another issue Rochambeau had, he's bought several models, but on one of his past models, he had a problem with the pivot, but Michael Martin replaced the pivot, and then that fixed everything. So those were all the QC quality control issues that I've heard of. And let's also check the centering. So how are we doing? Now my eye does detect that it's not dead on, but it's pretty close. I'd call it a hair's width off to the right slightly, but it's pretty close to being dead center. So mine, I'd give the overall quality control. I'd check every detail out. I'd give it a solid A for quality control. How's the walk and talk? That feels like a 5 and a 5, so that's a nice easy pull, close. And then we've got our center pin back here and the back pin. And let's look down here. You can see the phosphor bronze washers. Everything's moving smooth, no grit, smooth action, smooth walk and talk, nice little snap. Actually, let's check the snap. Can you hear it? Woo, nice. Let's do it this way. Good snap. So very nice walk and talk. Easy pulls. They were 5s all the way. And then excellent pattern. Diamond. I think I prefer the diamond, so I think I got the best one they've made so far. I really like this diamond. Milled. It's such a nice little slip joint to have. So there you go. Magnacut. Titanium milled. Very nice. We already talked about I got it at DLT. I got this little custom slip. So double wide EDC. They make handkerchiefs and some other stuff and some other products, including custom slips. So here's a sticker. So their logo is Frankenstein in 1931. That's the year that the original Frankenstein movie came out. So I guess that's what they went with. I'm not sure I've seen that movie. But here you can see the logo. It's kind of subdued, but you can still see it, the Frankenstein logo. But I picked the color. Very nice. I actually was trying to match this lanyard that I already had. And you can also get it without an eyelet, but I wanted the eyelet, and I figured this little blue, and I'd get blue stitching to match that. So let's check out how it fits. This is also made in America, and there's a stamp here, made in America. So I definitely recommend when you can. I like to put the pivot deeper down to keep lint and stuff out of the pivot action. So I usually go bolster first or pivot first, and then there it is in the pivot. I have room to push it down a little bit more if I wanted to, but that'll get it tight, and I wanted to get it back out. This is a brand new one, so it's not broken in. So I'm wiggling it out. Brand new slip. Now I ordered these. Actually, I saw that the knife was coming out on a Tuesday, so I think I ordered 2 days ahead of time. I was there when the clock became available, so I ordered right away, and I had already ordered the slip, which said fit this knife. So, and they both came about the same time. So that's pretty fast turnaround for custom slip. Get it through the mail and get it to you in less than a week. So good job on shipping. The stitching looks nice. The edges are nicely finished. So there's 1931 Leatherworks custom slip. It goes nice with the knife. Made in America. When you can, it's nice to support small businesses and American made. This is the 250th anniversary of America, so I'm very happy to support American made products. American Blade Works, American made slip, very nice. Going with the America's birthday, 250th birthday, and supporting American products and small business whenever you can. So I think I have covered all the points. I did want to open this air freshener that came from DLT. So let's go ahead and do sort of a cut test. I usually don't do cut tests, but let's check it out. So let's get this part. I wanted to see what this smelled like. So I got a DLT. I don't really have a use for an air freshener because everything I have smells pretty good. I'm getting kind of a fresh, maybe a wintergreen type odor. I think I'll hang this off of the tripod over here, so my review area will look nice. But let's finish the stats. We already did the length, or did we do that? Let's do the stats real fast to wrap it up. So we got a 2.5 inch blade, 2 1/3 inches cutting edge. We've got an overall length of 5 3/4 inches. And we got a handle length where you put your fingers, or overall handle length 3 1/4 inch is the total handle length. And Let's do the weight real quick. I bet it's around 2 ounces because it's kind of small. It is all metal though, so maybe between 2 and 2.5. And exactly between 2 and 2.5. We're coming at it round up there, so 2.25 ounces weight. That's nice and lightweight. Anything under 3 ounces for a pocket knife I call lightweight. And another thing I like is the stock thickness. Looks real nice, but let's get the exact measurement. I like it when even on a smaller knife, I like when the stock thickness is around 0.12 inches. .125. I'll go down further. 0.125. That's your stock thickness. Nice thick stock thickness. But then it has that deep hollow grind, which was easy to see. Long pulls on both sides. Feels flush to me. Back spring, center pin, back pin. So no need to ramble anymore. This is very nice. Highly recommend it. Happy to have it. Happy to support America. Happy birthday to America. So thanks for stopping by. I'm Skol. And remember, always carry a knife.